Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, December 13th, 2024. Welcome to another eBay video. In tonight's video, I would like to cover as many topics as I possibly can. I am continuing the series in which I am noticing an increase in certain problems on eBay in the year 2024. And every Friday night, I'm presenting two more. Tonight's two big increasing problems in the year 2024 would be buyers threatening us in the eBay contact system. And I'm not really talking so much about threatening us with negative feedback. I'm talking about threatening us and how eBay is turning a blind eye to it. I'm also going to talk about buyers abusing the feedback policy by leaving a ratio of, let's say, 25 negatives to 1 positive. It's off the charts. Other eBay topics I'm going to discuss is quite a few sellers who very wisely, if I might say so, have put their store on vacation until January 2nd to avoid the jerk-offs that come out during the holiday season. I'm also going to be talking about one cutaway we're going to do in which an overseas eBay seller is selling positive feedback. I haven't seen that in years, but you will see it tonight right here on the Crazy New York Driver Show. I'm going to talk about an interesting offer that was retracted, sent to me and then retracted. If I have time, I would like to talk about an idea I have for eBay Motors, but that's going to take a long time to explain. I may have to push that off. That being said, let's get right into tonight's video. I'm going to start off with what I think is a very concerning topic. Overseas eBay accounts, which I believe to have been hijacked, selling positive feedback, which is a big no-no on eBay. So we're going to go right to the cutaway. Let me show you, and then we'll come back, we'll talk about that, and we'll segue into the other eBay topics that I mentioned earlier. Alright guys, this section of the video was actually recorded Thursday, December 12th, at approximately 6:15 p.m. I'm telling you the time code because I want to see if this listing is still up on Friday when I put my video up. But basically, somebody here is violating eBay policy by selling positive feedback. You can see they're charging 99 cents each, or best offer. They have more than 10 available. They've already sold 13 of them. This is an overseas account, and I'm very concerned about it, which is why I blocked out the user ID. I have reason to suspect that this particular account may have been taken over, with or without the original owner's knowledge, and I'll show you why in a second. So that's why I'm crossing out their ID, okay? Now, this person is representing themselves as being in China. Let's take a look. Here you can see, right here, that their location is in said China. And that it's going to take between January 2nd and February the 6th to get the item. They're also charging 10 cents shipping. Economy shipping from China, 10 cents. Can you believe it? This particular listing violates so many eBay policies, it's sick. But the thing that concerns me most is what's on the next screen that I'm going to show you. As I said, look right here again. Location, said China. Are you ready for the next screen? Sure hope so, because you're going to get it anyway. Here you can see the account was originally registered April 22nd of this year in Morocco. Now, what does that tell you? The name of the account was recently changed. It was something else, which is again why I crossed out the new user ID. It's my conjecture, and simply conjecture, that somebody has taken over this account and is using it for the wrong purposes. Nonetheless, I did report this last night at 6:00 p.m., as did some of my friends, and we're going to see how long it takes eBay to knock this listing down. Let's get back to the video now. Normally, I would have put that account on full-out blast and showed you who was doing it. But I'm a bit concerned because the person started out with one username and just recently changed it to another username, and it has two different locations. They have one where they claim they're shipping from in China and the original location from Morocco. Now, personally, and this is just Joey talking, I would avoid both locations like the plague. I don't do business with China sellers. I don't do business in Turkey or Morocco. Why, heck, even John Wick had trouble in Morocco, and I'm sure if you saw John Wick 3 Parabellum, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's wise that I have avoided those places and continue to. Let me give you now an actual life story that happened to me yesterday, Thursday, right before I recorded the cutaway. I needed to buy some metal clips that I badly need, and the only place I've ever found them has been on eBay. The price of these metal clips has gone up quite a bit over the years, but I need them. So I had a choice. I found a seller here in the USA that had 8 clips for approximately $48. It's expensive, but I need them. I also found another seller that was selling 20 clips for approximately $50 with free shipping. Oh, one catch. The second seller was located in Turkey, and eBay warned me that I might not see my item till February 6th. Keep in mind, yesterday was December the 12th. Now, number one, that alone negates the deal. I need the clips as soon as possible because they're components to something that I sell. So I need them within a week or two at most. Number two, I will only do business here in the USA. That's where my money is spent, in the USA, not China, and certainly not Turkey. So, I pay a little more, but I feel better about it. I can look at myself in the mirror, and I know I'll be getting the parts in a reasonable time period. Update. Last night, I started this portion of the video, and I showed you this particular item where the seller had sold 13 positive feedbacks, which, as you know, is against eBay policy. It is now Friday, and I want to show you something, guys. Number one, the listing is still up, and look, now it's 14 sold. Another one has since been sold. However, you will not believe the response that I got from eBay when I reported this listing. Are you ready to see eBay's response to this? I don't think you're going to like it. Let's have a look. This is the exact message I just received. What happened? We looked into your report and didn't find the listing to be in violation of our policy. This determination was made by a customer service agent. If you reported content that isn't listed below, we'll send you a separate email once we've made a decision. But of course, that's not the case. This is eBay saying that it is totally acceptable for all of us to sell positive feedback. Well, what can I tell you? It's in black and white in front of you. eBay claims it is acceptable for us to sell positive feedback. Let's get back to the video. Okay, next topic. I've been reading a lot of posts on Facebook from disgruntled sellers that say they have put their stores on time away until January 2nd because they don't want to deal with the jerk-offs. Now, I'm not talking about cheap people so much. All right, I can deal with cheapskates. I just declined the offer. Yesterday, a person sent me an offer of $25 for a $50 item. Anytime someone does that, I automatically decline. It's a slap in the face. Half or less than what I'm asking. But I don't block them because I want to see what they're going to do next. Usually they just disappear. Occasionally they will send me a better offer. But the clown yesterday, who lives all the way out in California, immediately contacted me through eBay messages and said, "Here it comes. What is the lowest price you will take on this item?" I replied, "My lowest price I will take is get them locally. This way you can save on shipping. Also, I want you to know that I'm blocking you. Not because of the cheap offer you made, but because anytime an eBay buyer says, 'What is the lowest price you will take?' when I have the best offer feature enabled, I automatically block them. Because I want them to learn from this. This way they hopefully won't do it to you." So I had that guy and I blocked him. End of story. Continuing on with screw walls that come out during the holiday season, I had a good one the other day. You know, I love reading your comments, especially when you say something like, "Joe, if I had to sell in eBay Motors and deal with the idiots you deal with, I couldn't handle it." Well, I got a good one for you. I have an item that's in a quantity listing. You can buy 1, 2, 3, 4. The item was, I believe, $15 each. Shipping for the first one is $15.96, which is the cost of a 3-pound box, which would be 17 by 17 by 3, going out to California. Okay? Now, I have the shipping adjusted gradually. If someone wants to buy more than one, I'm not going to charge them $15.96 for each one. I'm not. The most it would come to is if someone bought a set of 4. All right? They bought a set of 4. It would go in a 17 by 17 by 9-inch box, and that cost out to California would be $35. Instead of charging them $15.96 times 4, which would be about $62, right? Okay. So I get this bird brain from California, sends me a best offer of $12 each, and she has manually changed the quantity from 1 to 4. So it would come out to $48 for the items, plus $35 shipping for all 4 to California. Sounds easy. Remember, she sent the offer to me, not the other way around. I look at it. I click accept offer. I don't know how this happened, but I'm imagining as I clicked accept offer, she was over in California clicking retract offer. Boom. So I'm wondering why I'm not getting a sales confirmation, but I get a notification from eBay saying the offer you have just been sent has been retracted. Okay. Now, as soon as I saw that, my first thought was to block the person. But before I could even block them, they send me a love note and start the tap dance. And she says something like this. "Listen, I just sent you an offer for 4 of these. I thought the shipping was $15.96 no matter how many you buy. I had no idea you were going to charge me $35 to ship 4 hubcaps out to California. I want to pay only $15.96 shipping for all 4. Well, I wrote back to her in my own friendly terminology, told her that was impossible, and I told her she was being blocked and there was nothing she could do about it. And that's exactly what I did. I'm telling you, the holidays smokes them out of the woodwork. The reason I don't put my store on vacation is because usually I can sense, like I just did with this one, a person that's going to be a problem. And if they give me even an inkling that they're going to cause trouble, they get blocked. I don't need money that bad. No way, my friends. There's plenty of good buyers out there. Okay. Now, my next thing I'd like to talk about is the 2 things that have increased greatly in the year 2024 on eBay. Not the 2 things, but 2 more things that I've noticed that are problematic. Number 1 is buyers threatening us in the eBay contact system. Years ago, there used to be a link in eBay messages that said, report this message. Now, I'm not saying that the link even went anywhere, but it was nice that the link was there. Of course, that's back in the old days when, we had a little clout as sellers. I am telling you, I cannot convey to you the amount of abuse that I have seen in eBay Motors in the year 2024. And not just to Joe, okay? To other people like me who sell on eBay Motors and get threatened outright with physical harm. How do I know this? Because the people post screenshots of the message in the Facebook groups. It's really bad, okay? It's really, really bad, and it doesn't look like eBay's doing anything about it. Conversely, I'm willing to bet if you as a seller ever threatened a buyer that way, look out. There would be hell to pay. Guys, I'm a straight shooter. You may not agree with everything I say, and that's fine. That's up to you. But I think you'll all agree I tell it like it is. I'm not looking for your money. I'm not begging you to subscribe. I'm not begging you to like the video. I'm not asking you to buy my shirts, hats, or gloves, or whatever. If you watch my videos, that's great. I make money on my own, okay? I'm certainly not going to ask you for yours. But the point I'm trying to make here is I don't have a horse in this race, okay? In a manner of speaking. I'm trying to give you the information as I see it and as I've seen it happening to other people like myself. In addition, and this is even worse as far as I'm concerned because it's way more prolific, are buyers abusing the negative feedback system, the feedback system in general, not just threatening negative feedback, but leaving scores and scores of red comments as opposed to positives. Somebody posted yesterday a particular buyer who must have left 54 negatives in a row. In a row. Now there's 2 things I want to point out. Years ago, eBay said there'd be checks and balances in place to prevent this kind of thing. And obviously that was a bold-faced lie. There are no checks and balances. I don't think there ever will be. I think it's really, really sad the way things have wound up. Number 2, I have a question for you guys. It's something I can't figure out myself, but maybe one of you could. And if you could, please, for Christ's sake, put it in the comment section. I need to know how to do this. I know how to check on eBay, as most of you do, for sellers. What a seller is selling, what his feedback is. But how do we do it for a buyer? Can someone please tell me, if all you have is the buyer's ID, let's say the buyer's ID is John Smith 23. You can't do a search like you do for an eBay seller. You used to be able to in the old days, but you can't anymore. If anybody knows how to search for a buyer that way, please, please, please put it in the comment section. If I knew how to do it, I would be doing a cutaway right now, and I would show you this guy's antics of all the negatives he's been leaving for his sellers. It's criminal. It's downright criminal. In a related case, somebody posted yesterday that they were having a problem through eBay messages with a buyer before he made the purchase. So the seller used their brain and blocked the guy. The guy then came back with a fake account, 0 feedback, just to buy the item to leave the person negative feedback. That's against eBay rules, right? Well, the person tried the automated link and got nowhere. That is the biggest waste of time I've ever seen. Then they called concierge and got in contact with them. And at first, concierge didn't want to remove it. But the seller was able to show the person, the employee, how they were contacted earlier by this person and how this person opened another account, and the representative saw that it was the truth, and they removed the negative feedback. So I left a comment on that post, and I said, it's great they removed the negative feedback, but what they really need to do is remove that bad buyer, both his accounts. Remove him from the platform. He's violating the rules. It's bad, guys. As a 25-year eBay seller, I'm coming out here and I'm telling you, it's never been like this before. And I don't like making these kind of videos, but I'm going to. Until everybody gets together, all we ask for as sellers is to be treated fairly. That's it. If we sell a red sweater with a button missing, and we describe it as a red sweater with a button missing, the buyer should not be able to return it, not as described, saying, the sweater was red and there was a button missing. That's wrong. It's not the cost of doing business online. It's fraud. Simple as that. Now I would like to talk about a couple of positive things, oddly enough. First positive thing I've heard myself, firsthand, is eBay has been doing a lot of advertising on the radio. I've heard their commercials quite a bit on 1010 Wins News, which is something I listen to a lot when I'm driving so I can keep up on the news events of the day. And they've been hyping all categories, not just one or two categories. They've been hyping a lot of stuff for the holiday season, which I consider good. I believe that the customers are coming to eBay, but they can't find anything they want because eBay search is screwed up, number one. And number two, the proliferation of these scumbag China sellers, as I showed you earlier in the video. They're ruining it. Actually, they haven't. They're not ruining it. They've ruined it. I had a person contact me earlier through eBay wanting to buy a certain item. I said, sure, I have that in stock. But he couldn't find it on his own. I had to copy and paste the link in for him and send it to him. That's how bad search is. It's really, really bad. Sales this week were absolutely awful. Listen very carefully, because this is something that never happens to poor Joey. I made a sale Saturday at around 11 a.m. Okay. The rest of Saturday, nothing. Saturday night, overnight, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Sunday night, nothing. Not until sometime on Monday did I start making sales. And I wasn't the only one that experienced this. I swear, I affirm to Christ on the cross in Brooklyn that I feel that there was a serious issue during that time period, because a lot of other people in the Facebook groups agreed with me that that period hurt them But then on Monday, things started coming back a little bit. I'm not saying sales were great, because they weren't. They were very bad. But slow sales are better than no sales. I think there are serious problems behind the scenes, folks, especially when it comes to search. So yeah, that being said, guys, I've kept you long enough. I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it enjoyable, helpful, and, dare I say, entertaining. Please feel free to address any eBay topic that I mentioned this week or any eBay topic you want to bring up. I sure hope you had a better week than I did, and I hope you have a really good eBay week next week. Rock on and peace.